just what I would like. People refer to me as the bread guy. Don't like that. I do a lot of other things.
You guys know that.
Anyway, we're making a lovely sandwich loaf of bread. A basic necessity, everybody needs it. I think this is a great time for people to learn. And also, halfway through this video, we will be having a little meme review intermission, and those of you who sent in memes, thank you. But with all that said, let's do this, shall we?
So as with any yeasted bread, we need to bloom our yeast. So you're gonna combine 3/4 of a cup or 174 grams of water with half a cup or 125 grams of whole milk. Heat that so it's around 98 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius, and then mix in 1 tablespoon or 9 grams of active dry yeast. Cover that lightly with plastic wrap and let that sit for 10 minutes. Next, you're going to combine 3 cups or 440 grams of bread flour, 1.5 teaspoons or 8 grams of fine sea salt, 1 tablespoon or 21 grams of granulated sugar, and then just give that some whiskey business until thoroughly combined. Set up your stand mixer, add your flour mix to the bottom of the bowl, and add the spiral thingy. Once your yeast mixture bubbles like this, it's bloomed and ready. Start your mixture on low speed, and then slowly stream in your yeast mixture until all of it's added. Let that mix until combined. You may need to scrape down the sides occasionally. Once you've got a cohesive dough, let that keep mixing for about 2 to 3 minutes or until it starts to look nice and smooth. And then you're gonna add in 1 tablespoon at a time, 3 tablespoons, or 42 grams of unsalted butter that has been totally softened. Once everything's nice and mixed and incorporated, let that mix for 30 seconds more. Plop that thick boy out of there, and then lightly shape it into a ball.
Don't be shy now. Look at that dough. Give it a little spank. So smooth and voluptuous.
Place it into a grease bowl. Cover it with greased plastic wrap, and then just let it rise at room temperature for about 1 to 1.5 hours or until doubled. See, get it? Haha, rise. Once your dough is doubled and your bowl is magically changed, lightly grease a 9 by 4.5 inch loaf pan with butter. Then you need to punch your dough down. Lightly flour your work surface, plop your degassed dough on there, then using a rolling pin, roll your dough into a rectangle that's about 1/2 inch thick and wide enough to fit in your loaf pan, sort of like this. And then you're gonna tightly roll it up into a tube, place it in your loaf pan, and then cover it with a damp towel or another inverted loaf pan, and let that rise for about 45 minutes to an hour at room temp or until doubled in size and thick like this. Then just take that loaf and place it in an oven set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 to 40 minutes or until nice and golden brown like this. You don't need to brush it with anything, that's it. Just carefully plop that thick boy out of there and let it rest on a wire rack until completely cool.
Okay, so we've got our bread, right? Yeah. Why did only one side get toasted? Yes, sir. What I like about this is it has a similar sort of like really light melt in your mouth texture. It's got a different flavor.
Okay, so obviously you can use this for the typical application. For example, we're gonna make a grilled cheese. Slice your slices evenly, and then here's the trick for even browning. Take softened butter and spread it all over edge to edge on one side of a piece of bread. Place it in your cold pan, bring it up over medium heat, place your cheese of choice on top. I did a mix of cheddar and Monterey Jack. Place the other butter sliced on top, butter being exposed. Toast until crispy on one side, flip it, repeat the process. The cheese should be melty, and there you go. That's a grilled cheese. Pretty, you don't need me to show you how to do that.
Listen to this.
Crispy.
It's so crispy and yet so delicate. It like melts in your mouth with the cheese and come on. That's a different bite.
Now the last example is going to be the way that I like to make a BLT. As for the B, aka the bacon, I personally like to cook my bacon in the oven. Line it on a sheet tray, put it in a cold oven, set the oven to 425 Fahrenheit, and let it sit in there for anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes or until crispy. And that's it. For the bread, you're going to want to toast it on both sides with butter, both sides. Then go ahead and slice your tomatoes and make sure to always salt your tomatoes. Any application for a sandwich moving forward for the rest of your life, please salt your tomatoes. Thank you so much. I also added some pepper and some lemon zest because fancy. Now to assemble the sandwich, it's very, very, very simple. Now you can put mayo, actually use burger sauce from the In-N-Out video. Add a generous amount of your crispy bacon, or not crispy, it's okay if you like it floppy, that's fine. Your lettuce of choice, I use green leaf lettuce. And then your tomatoes, which better have been salted. Your top slice of toast, cut it in half and unveil a gorgeous cross section that you're ready to place directly in your mouth.
Bacon, lettuce,
Tomato.
one of my mom's very favorite sandwiches. Holy croissant. This is how every BLT on the planet should be. And I'm not just saying that to be, there's a word for this. Extra. Bonus round. It is time for food. It is time for a food meme review. I asked you guys to send me food memes onto my subreddit, and you did it, and now we're gonna look at them as an absolute
Unit.
Consider this a little intermission. Let us begin. This cheese